Welcome back to the Gloves Off podcast. I'm your host, Kendall Skalicki.
And I'm Josh Bartosik.
We have the star of the weekend with us today, Matt Dimarsico. Matt, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, I'm excited.
How are you feeling? Exciting weekend?
Honestly, it really hasn't sunk in yet. I mean, it's just kind of been blowing up recently, the amount of texts and stuff I've gotten from family and friends, and just the fact that to send Penn State to the first Frozen Four ever just really hasn't sunk in yet. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Did you guys celebrate when you got home?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we had a lot of fun that night, and now it's just kind of back to work.
Yeah, we've spoken so much about how your guys' story of the season is so amazing because, you were 0-8 in the Big Ten, and now you're in the Frozen Four. Like, it's just insane. So when you guys made the tournament, what did that feel like? What were you anticipating?
Yeah, no, I mean, just kind of with the start and everything. I mean, at Christmas, I don't know exactly what we were ranked, but I think it was 38, 39, or 40, and it's just kind of, a lot of people counted us out, and I think obviously getting Arseni back helps a ton. I mean, he's been just unbelievable down the stretch, but I think it has more to do with just kind of our team culture. Everyone's just so close, and we all just kind of bought in. No one gave up and packed it in the season, which, I mean, when you're 0-9 in the Big Ten at Christmas, it's pretty easy to do, but credit to our team for not packing it in and really competing second half.
Yeah. How did you feel once you got there there's a lot of extra media and attention? Does that bother you or no?
No, not really. I mean, I'm not the biggest media person in the world, but I also don't mind it. So, I mean, I thought some of the stuff I've done since the goal has been really cool. I was on the radio this morning and had an NHL.com interview that I thought were pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, your interview was really good too. I realized on Friday that I had never talked to you, and John was like, "Let me know how he does," and then your coach was like, he came in, he was like, "He did so well, send me that." Like you really did do well. And I saw your brother, and he was like, before it, and he was like, "You better interview my brother. He's playing so well." I was like, "Okay, I'll do my best."
Yeah, Mike always has so much to say. He's a clown for sure. But yeah, I was pumped because you never know how you do in an interview. And then when Gads came in and said he thought it was really good, that made me feel good. So
Aww.
I was excited about that.
Yay! And Josh was there too.
Yeah, that was an experience. Went semi-viral on Twitter a little bit just because of the yeah. No, it was a great experience. I mean, we were all there, but it was the atmosphere, the fans, everyone that traveled out there, and the final was probably the best game of the tournament. I think your guys' game against UConn. I think.
Oh yeah,
easily.
So far. I think. I mean, just in all of college hockey this year. I mean, you don't get too many games that are that evenly matched. I think the shots were almost even throughout the entire game, and just at the end of the first overtime, I thought it was a great way to end it. I mean, UConn had their chances too. It's not like we dominated the overtime as well. So I thought it was just a great game.
Yeah,
How did you feel going into Friday, being with such an unfamiliar team? Was it different once you got out there or not really?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think because when you're in the Big Ten, you've seen everybody, even if it's the first time you play them this year, you played them last year, every team kind of plays somewhat similar to what you expect from the years previous, and then to play a whole new conference, whole new team, yeah, I definitely didn't know what to expect, but, I mean, I thought our coaches did a really good job pre-scouting, and we kind of knew what to expect, systems-wise and stuff, but, I mean, I thought we got on them early, which helps, and then we could just kind of play our game, and we didn't have to do too much adjusting.
Yeah.
Do you think that playing in a conference like the Big Ten helps prepare for another strong conference like Hockey East?
Because
the only teams you guys are going to play on your way to the national championship now are Hockey East teams. You're running through them.
Yeah, so I think that's why we have such a high out-of-conference record. I don't know what it is in the past couple of years, but we really don't lose too much out of conference. And I know we dropped the one against Quinnipiac this year, but that one could have went either way too. I mean, they're a great team. Obviously, they made the tournament, but I think just with the pace and the speed that the Big Ten has, it's really easy to adjust to kind of how other teams play as well. Because if teams want to slow it down, I mean, we could see that. Some of the other Big Ten teams slow it down, but a team like BU that has a lot of high-end talent and speed, we've seen that before, Michigan State, among others.
Yeah, I mean, and what was it? It was 2 years ago you guys went undefeated in non-conference play. I mean, you weren't there, obviously.
Yeah.
But a little bit of a struggle last year, and then this year you guys obviously couldn't non-conference play. But just, I want to go back to that goal. I talked to you a little bit about it after the game on Sunday, but you obviously blacked out because I still don't think you remember that you threw your stick in the crowd afterwards.
Yeah, no, I was actually, I did an interview right after the game, and I was like going to look around for all my gear, and I was like, wait, where's my stick? and then I was like, oh, somebody has a souvenir. But yeah, no, it was super cool, obviously, and that moment, yeah, it's just a complete blackout. I mean, just to score a goal like that, like just seeing everyone jump off the boards and so excited and throwing their gear everywhere, it's just, I still can't describe that feeling. It was awesome.
I asked Arseni this after the game Sunday, but a lot of you have referenced Pat Kraft's speech that he gave like mid-season, and I know he was there again Sunday and talked to you guys before the game. What was his message to you guys?
Oh, nobody's a better speaker than Pat Kraft. I mean, he came in mid-year. I mean, we were all kind of down. Obviously, the record wasn't great. A lot of people were just kind of counting us out, and he just fired us up. I think that was the most competitive practice we had the entire year. I was ready to run through a wall, honestly. I mean, the way he's just like able to motivate and fire people up. And then he came in before Friday against Maine and gave another one. And I think the first period we just came out and we dominated. I think even though they got the first goal, like that we controlled the pace of the play and everyone was just going all out. And I think just that speech before got everyone ready to run through a wall. And same thing on Sunday as well.
He was so pumped when you guys won too. He was like in the corner I was in. He was free. Yeah, it was so cool. Guy. Did you know James Franklin was there too?
Oh, no way. That's
you
super
didn't know
cool.
That?
No one told us.
It was like under wraps. I forget how I just
you
heard.
You saw him.
I know, but I knew he was. I was looking for him because I knew
sources.
he was coming. I do have sources. I just like heard through the grapevine that he was going to be there, and then I looked up and I was like, "Is that James Franklin?" And then I saw Aeneas next to him, so I was like, "That's definitely him."
No, everyone was there.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to come talk to you guys.
Yeah, that would have been really cool if we got to talk to him.
He probably thought he should stay in his lane, but it was really cool that he was there.
Yeah, Gad's a superstitious too. He had Pat Kraft in on Friday. You know he's having him in on Sunday if we win.
Oh, he came Friday too.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in there both games.
So he'll be there next Thursday then is what I'm guessing.
I assume so. I'm sure that's everything Coach is going to do to try to get Pat Kraft there on Thursday.
Yeah. Who out of the guys is usually the one to like give a speech before you head out?
I wouldn't say we're like a really big like speech team. Like when we go around the circle before the game, like Stu will say just a couple like reminders, try to get everyone fired up. But honestly, like one of the reasons why I love the team is because like before games we are so loose. Like the amount of jokes we crack and stuff right before we get on the ice, it just keeps everyone. I think that's why we again started so well in these games because no one's gripping the stick too tight. Everyone's just like laughing, making jokes around pregame, and I think that keeps it pretty light.
Yeah, I even noticed. Like going into overtime in the media room, everyone was like, I feel like I'm going to throw up. Like it was so quiet in there.
Yeah.
And then you guys came out and like you guys were all yelling. All your coaches were just like smiling ear to ear.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I guess if they feel good, we should feel good. But it was just funny. Like that's definitely true. Because you guys did not seem nervous at all going out there.
No, I mean, obviously, like, the seniors and the juniors were like, you remember how it felt 2 years ago when Michigan beat us here? Like, obviously don't have the same feeling, but I think at the same time, like, people are still just keeping it light and loose, and I think that's when we play our best.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I mean, that was a fantastic. What is it like in a situation? I mean, obviously, you guys have been in overtime before, but it was 3-on-3. I mean, to be in 5-on-5 overtime with, like, that much on the line, like, that much pressure, like, does it help elevate your game, or does it make you feel like you have to grip the stick a little bit tighter almost?
Yeah, I don't think it makes you grip the stick a little bit tighter. I think it's just more in your details. Like, every play just becomes magnified. Like, your turnovers and just kind of things. Like, if you lose your man and you're responsible for scoring, like, that just can't happen. And I think our team, although UConn did have a lot of zone time that we kind of bent but we didn't break, I think a lot of the things, like, I know Jared had a great block in front of the net with his stick, and there was a lot of other little plays that didn't get as much recognition. I know Fascia's hit when the kid tried to do the Michigan. That was another game-saving play. So I think just little details like that just get amplified in those big moments, and then when you get your chances, you got to bury them.
Did you feel that UConn was that much better of a team than Maine, or did you feel like it was also a little bit of your guys' level of play?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was a pre-scout or something. We looked over it today. I think UConn adjusted really well in the third period. Our games kind of feeds off transition, and in the third period they just refused to turn a puck over. Everything they had was just down deep and made us break out and attack 200 feet, which I think we struggled with a little bit, and then I think we got better as overtime went on. I think we got some more rush chances as it kind of grew out, where we were breaking the puck out better, but I think their adjustment kind of threw us off more than Maine. I think Maine just kind of tried to play their own game through us, and I don't think it really worked. I think even in the third period, we probably outchanced them a lot to a little. So I think it was just more the adjustment the UConn made. I don't know to say if they were a better team or not.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was also two very good goalies. Like, RC played so well, and their goalie played really well, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the kid on Maine was really good, too. I know he's up for, I don't know what the award's called, but Goalie of the Year, and I think the UConn kid was just as good. I thought he played really well.
Yeah, he had an interesting, we kept talking about it during the game, an interesting ritual. I don't know if you saw, Josh. Every intermission, he would, like, come out of the net and sit and, like, stare at the goal. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah. It was like he was praying almost.
Yeah, or meditating.
It was very odd.
Yeah, I've seen one other goalie do that. It was, like, Devin Levi when he played at Northeastern. I remember I was watching the Bean Pod. He used to come out, like, in between the circles and just, like, meditate and like look at the goal. I was like,
yeah. Because at first I was like, oh, he's meditating, like his eyes must be closed, and then we looked and he was like just staring at the net, and I was like, okay, that's, I mean, whatever works. I guess it works for him. It was just funny to watch. But I guess I'll ask you that when, how do I want to word this? When the momentum is swinging the other way, like obviously in that first period, it looked like you guys were going to blow them out.
Yeah.
Like, you guys just, like, totally took control. And then from second into the third, it almost swung the other way. Yeah. And obviously RC was playing really strong. What do you guys do to try to, like, take the momentum back?
I mean, I think it starts with something, like, small, like, even just, like, a big hit or just a good breakout, a good shot on net, a good ozone shift can be huge. But, I mean, like you said, Arseni, I mean, none of that happens unless Arseni just stands on his head the second and third periods. I mean, I think that just gives you so much confidence, too. Like, when you're kind of getting hemmed in your own zone, but you know your goalie's going to bail you out, it gives you so much freedom to make plays and not feel like, you know, every time they step in the zone, like, something's going in. Like, it honestly felt like we had a brick wall. Like, you felt like nothing was going in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he was, especially in overtime, he was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I want to go, you talked about that Crespo play, too, because that was really, really underrated, because that was, I think it was Muldowney right in front.
Yeah.
He normally doesn't miss from that spot. And then really just about Crespo and Fascia, because both of them stepped up really big now with Carter Shea's injury. And, like, what have you seen specifically from them that you think has, like, allowed them to play so good, especially Fascia, who didn't play a whole lot in the regular season?
Yeah, I think especially for Fash, I mean, I think it's just how hard he's worked, even when he hasn't been in the lineup, too. And I think that's something we stress a lot is, I mean, other guys have come in. Braden Ford came in against Michigan the first game of the playoffs. He played great. So I think just the guys that aren't even in the lineup, they're buying into, and it's really cool to see. And I think that just helps everyone else out. But I think from a game perspective, I thought they were really physical. Like, not even just open ice blowing guys up, but getting pins in the corner, being just hard to play against in front of the net. I mean, that's the worst thing when you're getting boxed out tough. When you're getting pinned in the corner, it just makes you not want to go back to those areas. And I think we did a great job controlling the net front. And Arseni made a lot of great first saves, but we didn't give up a whole lot of second, third chances, which is when you score. You know, I mean, to beat a good goalie like RC, you're really not going to do it a whole lot on the first try. You really have to go cross crease or make those second, third rebounds. And I think both those guys did a great job of denying those, especially in that play too. It was a cross-crease pass, and Crespo just got a stick on it. I mean, like you said, it was Muldowney. I think he's got 20-something goals.
Like 29, I think, after that first one he ripped.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't miss that one. It didn't look like he was going to miss either.
Yeah, no, it was a game of inches. And then that save that RC had when he snow angeled.
Yeah, snow angeled back. I mean, that was just through traffic, too. Like, to be able to track that puck, know he has it under him, and have the awareness to just go into like, snow angel, it was a sick save.
He was so funny. I don't know if you watched when I asked him about it. He was like, I didn't feel it on my stomach, so I just laid on my back and hoped it was
He's
there.
He's such a funny dude.
He is.
So funny.
I'd say this, like, no one loves Penn State more than Arseni.
I know. It's so cute.
He's awesome.
He just, like, is so, like, every day I feel like he just loves life.
Yeah.
The interview was awesome about like living and dying Penn or like
Yeah.
loving Penn State
Yeah,
forever.
it was
awesome.
really cute. But he also gets really locked in before the games. Like
Yeah.
I've noticed he said to me like the first game I worked this season, he was like, just like I'm not being rude. I don't talk to anybody. Like because I was standing there and I was like,
Yeah.
hey RC, and he like didn't respond, and then I realized like every time he's in the tunnel, like he doesn't even talk to you guys.
No.
Like he's like so in the zone, and the rest of you are like interacting and yelling, and RC like is staring at the floor.
Yeah, I've played with goalies before that like love talking to people before games that like won't say a word. So I think it's just like you just let them be.
Yeah.
They're just so like different than everybody else. That
Yeah. So much
whatever,
pressure,
yeah,
too.
so much pressure, and whatever he wants to do to get ready for a game, like if you play like that, you can do whatever you want. I don't care.
So yeah, I think he thrives off that pressure too. He was fantastic
does.
Yeah.
in Allentown, like really, really good.
I was so happy for him because I would have felt like he just was playing out of his mind, and the whole time I was thinking like this is gonna suck for him, especially like obviously for all of you,
Yeah.
but like for him specifically if you guys didn't pull through, but you did. So how do you feel about going to the Frozen Four for the first time?
Oh, it's so cool. Like just to be one of the last 4 teams left. Everyone's watching you, and you just
And
have a
last
chance.
Big
Yeah,
Ten
last
team.
Big Ten team.
The
I
only Big
was,
Ten team that won a game too.
I was really surprised by that. I mean,
I was too.
just by the way that Michigan State and Ohio State were playing. I don't know if making the Big Ten championship hurt them, because they had a pretty, that was a long game, double overtime, pretty
It might have,
emotional
honestly.
for both of those teams. That's a pretty quick turnaround. I know Ohio State played the first game of the tournament, so maybe that had something to do with it. But I thought with the way both those teams were playing, that they were going to come out, one of those teams was going to come out of that region, and I was really shocked that both of them lost.
Yeah, especially Michigan State with like 10 seconds left. Cornell's been playing really good hockey recently.
Yeah.
though. They almost beat BU too.
Yeah.
That was a fun game.
Yeah,
But
I played with Ryan Walsh on one of my spring season teams.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he had a bunch of goals in the tournament. Yeah,
He was good.
he's a really good player.
But now looking forward to BU. I mean, how excited are you to play BU? I mean, there's a lot of talent on that team, a lot of NHL guys.
I mean, yeah, it's a blue chip school. Like, they get a lot of the top prospects, and I mean they're loaded with draft picks. But I think we've handled that before. Like you said earlier, like the strength of the Big Ten. Like we've played teams like BU. I think Michigan State and Michigan both resemble them pretty well. Like it's a really heavy speed game, and they're going to want to get up and down the sheet with us. But I mean, I think we've handled that before, and I think we kind of thrive off it too. So I'm really excited. Obviously, the Frozen Four is just going to be such a cool atmosphere in an NHL rink. Like you can't ask for much better. You dream of games like this, but I still think we stack up pretty well against them.
I agree. I think it actually is probably the best matchup that you guys have had so far, at least. Out of like the two other teams in hockey you've played, I think that you guys match up with very well because you guys are both kind of high flying offenses.
Yeah, they play really similar, like I said, to a lot of the Big Ten teams. That's kind of what the coaches are saying too. I think UConn and Maine were definitely heavier, like down low, and they wanted to play more of a possession game rather than just go off the rush, which is kind of our specialty. But I think, BU plays kind of more like a Big Ten team, which we've seen a lot this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting that you guys haven't seen any Big Ten teams.
Yeah.
Though. It's really interesting to see
fun to
teams
play a
we
new
haven't
team,
seen
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Especially after Michigan 2 years ago.
Yeah. I think it ups the excitement too. Like just playing someone for the first time, like you really don't know what to expect. I mean, you can do all the pre-scouting you want, but as soon as you just go on the ice for the first couple minutes and then you just kind of get into the game, I think it's really cool.
Yeah. I also felt like Friday, you guys, it was a really fast game.
Yeah.
Did you feel that way?
Oh, yeah. I thought, especially our team was just flying. I mean, Maine's a fast team, too. I mean, they won the Hockey East for a reason. Like, they were quick, but, yeah, I mean, I think the first and second periods especially, like, it was just chance. And I thought we actually did a really good job of back-checking and taking away their offense, and it really didn't seem to hurt the production of any of our offense, too.
Yeah.
Anyways, your line, pretty much the entire season. You just played, I think now 31 games together and have about 100 points. And it's clear that you guys are probably not just the best line on Penn State. I think you guys are probably the best line in college hockey currently. Just the chemistry that the three of you have.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you think that started, and what has just allowed you guys to be so good?
Yeah, no, so we actually had a pretty rocky start. I mean, I think the first couple games, I think we generated a lot, but we were getting frustrated that they weren't falling. And I think throughout the year, I think we've generated a ton of chances. Like, we look at the shots that we produce every game, the chances we produce every game, and it's just really high. And then I think we've gotten a lot more attention now because, like, our chances are falling. I mean, JJ, I think it's goals in the last 6 or 7. I mean, Charlie is on a huge point streak. I've started to pick it up as of late, and I think just when you get the chances, I mean, you're never worried when you're not scoring on your chances. You're worried when you don't get the chances. So I think that now we're converting on our grade A's. You just can't pick a better time than to get hot right before the tournament. So, I mean, like I said earlier, like, they're all really high hockey IQ players too. So I think we just kind of feed off each other, and once we have our chemistry down, I think we've been really good as of late.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, you guys obviously wouldn't be where you are without your line, because I feel like a lot of teams have studied the way Fink, obviously he's like the guy to stop, and I feel like some teams, like, they're focusing on shutting down that first line, so then it falls on you guys, but you guys have obviously answered, and it's really cool to watch. I love when the underclassmen can do that, and the three of you together, I don't know, it's just funny, but I'm so happy for you guys. So what does this week look like? Is it kind of a slow, like, rest week, or is it just normal practice?
Yeah, it's more of a slower rester week, and then I think we practice on Sunday morning. That's kind of the start of our official week. Like I said earlier, Gads is pretty superstitious, so we took kind of a lighter week when we had the bye week for the Big Ten Championship, so we're kind of keeping that same mentality this week, just kind of make your body feel as best as it can. Obviously, those games are pretty grueling, and then next week we'll get into more of the pre-scout, looking at BU, kind of the more high-intensity practices, and when your body's already feeling good. And then I think it's Tuesday we're off to St. Louis, so I think we're going to practice there Wednesday and just kind of get prepared.
Do you like having a week off, or would you rather just get into it?
I enjoy my off days.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm never too sad when we have an off day. Obviously, I love going to the rink, but it's also nice hanging out with the guys outside of the rink, too. It's a different dynamic, which is always really fun.
I said the chemistry on and off the ice for all of you guys seems like it's been at an all-time high. Even when you guys were on but even when you guys were on that skid to start the year, like, we were talking about, that's really what we talked about a lot, was just, like, the like, it just felt like a better overall vibe this year than years past, and obviously it worked because last team in college hockey.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone just hangs out off the ice. We're not a cliquey team at all. I mean, I've been on teams before where it's just like little groups of guys go and hang out, and honestly, that's kind of the worst. When your whole team isn't just kind of pulling in the same direction. One of the big rules we added to our team culture rules this year was no complaining. And I think that's something that kind of slipped in last year a little bit towards the end of the year, like when we wanted a big skid. And I think this year, like, honestly, guys have been really good with keeping people accountable to not complaining, and I think it just stops it at the root. Nobody wants to complain because nobody wants to get, like, talked to by another guy on the team or disciplined or anything like that. So I think it's really helped, and everyone's pulling in the same direction, hangs out off the ice, and it just builds a really nice culture.
Yeah. I'm going to we're talking about a little bit. You're from Pittsburgh, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So was Penn State always kind of a dream, or not really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I did the brick tournament when I was here, when I was like 10 years old, and I forget what year that was, but it was when Pagula was still pretty new, and I was like, I mean, hopefully I get the chance to play here one day. And then I took my visit, I think it was my sophomore year of high school, and then committed the first day I could. As soon as Fish called me, I was immediately called my parents. I was like, we're going to Penn State. They really didn't have much to say. It was kind of automatic. So
that's so nice for them, too, that you're close.
Yeah.
I mean, they come to, I think they've maybe missed 2 or 3 home games this year, which is really nice. So they love coming up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You've done the development camp for the Penguins, too, a few times now, right?
Yeah, I did it last year. That was the first camp I went to, but I played through the Penn's lead system, so that was actually a really cool experience just because I've been on the other side. I've been on, like, where the Penn's league kids stay and work out and train, and then to be on the side where all the actual Penguins train, and it was honestly really cool. And then getting to wear, like, a helmet with an NHL patch on it and the jersey and everything, it was just, I thought that was one of the coolest weeks of my life.
Awesome. Kind of sucks for you because you're a Flyers fan.
Yeah, I was gonna comment, but then I was gonna keep it to myself. Are you from a hockey family? Like, was it always hockey, or was it kind of new for you?
No, my dad played football at West Point, so
Oh, cool.
he definitely gets the whole grind of Division I sports. I mean, he's been through it. I mean, obviously West Point's extremely rigorous, not only just with football and athletics, but academically, and that's something he always stressed to me too. But yeah, my brother started out playing hockey when he was 2 or 3, and I mean, like everyone, I just wanted to do what my older brother did, but I eventually found a love for hockey and just something I've always pursued, and then essentially when I got here, visited here, I knew I was going to come here, hopefully, and then it's just grown my love for the game even more. Walking into the rink every day with the guys and the facilities and the staff we have here just makes you love the game.
Wait, how many years older than you is he?
He's 3.
Okay, so he's
a 2001 birth year.
Was he here before you committed? He went here, right?
Yeah. He transferred from Ohio State, but he was
Oh,
here.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he came here when I came here.
Okay.
So he got to spend his senior
Yeah,
he
that's
got to
really
spend his
fun.
senior year with me, which is really cool.
That's awesome. And he's here all the time. Like, are you guys, were you always super close, or do you feel like once you got older?
No, I mean, we've always been super close.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we had the typical younger brother, older brother relationship for a while, but
Yeah.
I think once I grew and he couldn't just kind of bully me around anymore, it definitely helped me out a little bit, but no, we've always been close. We've done everything together.
Yeah, so you enjoy having him around?
Yeah, I mean, I call him probably every day.
Oh,
I enjoy having him up all the time. Even no matter what he's doing, I think he's one of the funniest kids I've ever met in my life.
He is
so.
one. I was saying that the other day. He may be one of the funniest people I've ever met in my
Yeah,
life. You guys also have the same exact voice.
Yeah, I know.
You sound exact. You
Do they
talk
really?
the same.
Yeah,
Talk
exactly
the same, and the voice is the same. You also look a lot alike. But is it just the two of you?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I've never met his brother, but I'll take your word for it.
I don't know how you have, and he's there all
He's
the time.
always roaming.
Well, I'm never
around
I'm
the
never
rink.
like at the rink for practice.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
he's everywhere. He's at the games. He's at the bar. He's
Yeah.
always.
It might be the
He
fact
was in
that-
the press box. I was telling Matt.
Was he really?
Yeah, this weekend he I literally walked into somebody and I was like, oh sorry, and I was like, what are you doing up here? He was like, I don't know.
How did you get in?
I don't know. He was like, I don't know. Someone told me I could come up here, and then he couldn't find his way out, so I told him he had to get on the elevator. But he's everywhere. He's
Yeah.
a really funny kid.
I might have run into him and just thought it was him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's possible.
if you roam around the rink, you're definitely gonna find him during a game.
Yeah.
Probably.
So did you went to? Were you ever homeschooled juniors or no? Did you go straight high school to here?
So I went to North Catholic. The Penn State have this program with the school called North Catholic where you leave school early. It's like normal high school. You just don't have a free period or an extra gym class, and you just go to the rink and work out and skate instead. And then my senior year, I went to prep school at Avon Old Farms in Connecticut. And then after that, I only played 1 year juniors in Green Bay, and then I came here when I was 19.
How was your experience with juniors?
I liked it. I mean, coming from high school, it's just a little boring, honestly.
Yeah, we've
some
heard
people
both.
love
Some
it.
guys
Yeah.
were like, I absolutely hated it, and other guys loved it.
Yeah, I think Green Bay is as good as it's going to get for juniors, and I think I had a really great billet situation, which is something not a lot of guys
Yeah.
do have. I had 2 younger kids in there, which just playing mini sticks or just doing something fun with them was always a good way to just kind of kill time. Because there's a lot of time where you're not at the rink and you're just sitting around and it gets pretty boring pretty fast. But we also had a good group of guys, but I think once I came to school, I kind of knew I didn't want to go back and do another year. I thought I was ready to come in and play, but that's something that a lot of guys don't have the luxury to do, is just come in a little bit earlier. So I was always grateful for that.
Yeah. What's your major?
I'm doing finance.
Okay.
Yeah, I just declared it last week.
Oh,
Nice.
congratulations.
Big money guy.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to go on. I got 3 exams during Frozen 4 weeks, so
Is that not an excuse?
no, it is an excuse, but I hope they don't reschedule all 3 for Monday
Yeah.
when I
That'd be
get back. I'm
brutal.
Yeah,
what
sophomore
I'm gonna
year's
do.
hard too.
Well, yeah. Speaking of the first sports in St. Louis, is there anything specific in St. Louis you want to go and sightsee or explore?
Honestly, I'd love to see a baseball game.
They're playing the Phillies.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
we were saying the flights out of Philly are so expensive because the Phillies are there while you guys
Yeah.
are there.
I mean, I'd love to see Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go to the game on Friday. It's like right after the Hobie Baker ceremony,
Oh, that's Friday.
and they're giving out free sweatshirts.
Oh, where's that at?
The Hobie Baker ceremony,
Yeah.
right across the street from where the Cardinals play. It's kind of like perfect.
Oh, that's cool.
I may
Yeah.
join you then.
Yeah.
Should. I think Anthony and I are going
Okay.
once I get my flight figured out.
I know. That's like the question of the hour.
Yeah.
How long is that flight from here for you guys?
Are you guys direct?
I would assume so. I don't know for sure. Probably an hour and a half.
Probably can't be too bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think it'll be too bad.
Yeah. How have you liked like traveling with the team and?
Oh my, it's honestly that's probably the best part about the Big Ten outside of hockey is we get to take the private plane, and coming from juniors when I did a 13-hour bus ride from Youngstown to Green Bay,
Oh God.
you appreciate that plane a lot more coming
Yeah.
from that.
I'm sure.
Another thing that I found funny from last weekend was I think it was Carter and Jimmy were talking about you guys have snack time at night and you always have quesadillas, grilled cheese, and ice cream, and they were like
Yes.
ranking the grilled cheeses that you
Like, that
guys
sounds
have
delicious.
had.
Yeah.
I know.
Sorry, I'm like really hungry right now.
Snack's another great part of road trips. And yeah, there is like a big snack ranking. Like you ask someone like Dylan Lugras, he could probably in depth break down every snack we've had this year. Not too bad like that. I probably have my top 3, but
What was it?
Michigan State was 1, Wisconsin was 2. I'd have to think about 3.
What's it based off of? Like, are you?
A huge component for me is tomato soup. Like if you have a good tomato soup, and then
Goes so well with grilled cheese.
yeah, toppings for the ice cream's another big one. If it's just plain vanilla, you get knocked down a lot of points. But if you have some M&Ms, chocolate sauce, stuff like that, so you can make a little sundae before I go
Just
to
start like a
bed.
food
I
channel.
was just
Yeah.
about to say that would probably do well if you guys did like food reviews on your
I
trips.
know. I think that'd actually be really funny. Someone should start doing that next year. Just everywhere we go, rank it. Like
Yeah.
a Dave
Write that
Portnoy
down,
pizza
social media.
review.
Yeah, I feel like Ben could do it. Like Ben likes TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't really see you on TikTok.
No, It's, it's not really my game, but
I'm not a big social media guy.
He's
no.
verified now.
I know. Maybe I have to start posting more.
How often do you not post often? You guys get so many photos. It's like
I know.
ridiculous.
I know. I feel bad. I get so many photos, but I only like posting maybe 3-4 times a year
Yeah,
max.
I feel like a lot of you too. It's like out of nowhere, like random time of the year, you'll just like post a bunch of your pictures.
Yeah.
Because you guys don't like see them and post them.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's definitely different than a lot of other sports. A lot of guys that play hockey just don't like to be on social media that often.
Yeah, that was like the whole premise of like us starting this podcast was like the original idea was like guys that play hockey don't like
Yeah.
media, don't like having like you guys don't really like having individual brands as much as other sports.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get exactly what you mean. I think it's just more kind of with like hockey culture. You don't want to be kind of flashy, like look at
Yeah.
me and kind of. I mean, I think that there's positives and negatives of that, but like I think, like you said, people don't really promote their own brand or even start their own brand. So, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely kind of in that boat. I'm not a huge social media person, but I think it's cool to see when other people do post a lot and kind of get out there on social media. I think stuff like this is great, so I don't have to spit cliches for 30 minutes when I'm doing interviews and stuff like that. You can actually kind of like talk to someone and see who they are.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad you feel that way because that's supposed to be
Yeah.
the point.
Yeah, I definitely feel more like open on this than I would on like after the game, like an interview. I kind of
Yeah.
just feel like I have to spit cliches for.
I always feel bad when we always crowd you, especially because you just look like you do not want to be there. You and JJ
No,
especially.
JJ's way worse than I
JJ
am.
is the
I actually
worst.
don't mind it. I don't mind doing it. JJ like actually like hates media.
Yeah,
Any
I've
type
fully
of it.
given up on JJ.
Last week before we left for Allentown, we had him on Monday. He looked so upset. He just like did not want to be there.
I know.
Well, I
I
also
told-
feel bad because Dane and I we saw his interview on Twitter and we were making fun of him for I think the total count was 47 you-knows. And so every before everything you would just say so we thought that was pretty funny.
Jay is a big guy.
I only-
Yeah.
Aiden always starts with a
Obviously.
yeah or an
Yeah,
obviously or a
obviously.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, obviously.
He does.
Yeah,
Aw.
we picked up on a couple guys like what they do like a lot, and I think it's super funny.
Wait, I can hear that so clearly in my head. He always goes, yeah, like
Yeah,
every
you
single
know.
time. Yeah, JJ I spoke to once, and he was like, sorry, what did you say? And I was like, okay, well, there goes that. That can't be posted. And then after that, I figured out that he, like, hates media. I get it. It's okay. That's just different personalities. It is funny, though, like, which of you guys, like, some of you do love it. Like, I feel like
Jimmy loves it probably the most.
Yeah, I feel like Charlie kind of likes it too.
He does. I don't know if he shows it, but he's one who secretly loves it.
He's so media trained too. Sean loves it. Yeah,
Ben does love it.
But Charlie goes in there and like is like straight to the point, like very media trained. Like you can never tell if he's like happy or upset, except for after the game on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had a bad interaction with any of you. Like, even if you guys didn't want to do it, like, I didn't know until JJ told me no this weekend for the TikTok thing. That was the only time. But
can't blame him.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, no, I'm glad you guys are gonna get more active on Instagram. You have to if you're verified.
I think the blue check marks are gonna change a little bit.
Wait, so how many of you guys don't have it yet? Or is it like half the team has it?
I think people with it are Senny, Finker, obviously, Stu, Reese, me, Chuck. So I think 6 of 26.
Okay.
So not very many yet, but I think they're all like, I think we were just like the first batch of when John submitted. I don't know how it's going to work, but I think everyone else is going to get it pretty soon.
Probably. Yeah. I'd assume so.
Yeah, I think we were just like the first names that kind of popped up.
There's going to be a lot more publicity now on like real ESPN next week.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how many views the game got, but just the amount of texts that not only I got.
A lot. I forget the number, but it was a lot. I remember.
It was a lot of people. I think it was the highest, or I think it was like the third highest watch game in the tournament. I think Denver BC was number one, which obviously
my dad was even saying that too. He was like, the amount of like people I haven't spoken to in years that like were texting him. They're like, "Did you see Penn State?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm here." But yeah, it's just so exciting. I was telling everybody, like, I don't know if you know, I went to the Super Bowl this year, and like when I got home, I was in like this state of depression. I was like, man, I'm never gonna like feel those emotions again. And like honestly, like Sunday was like the same thing.
Yeah.
If not, I was like more excited for you. Like I was trying so hard not to cry before I talked to RC, because like just like seeing all your faces, it was just like priceless.
Oh, I had a few tears that shed in like in my car ride back home.
Yeah.
I'll fully admit it on this.
And then Braden was like in the tunnel, like teary eyed, just like standing there, and I was like, go on the ice. Like he was standing there by himself. And then,
how was the Super Bowl though? I'm sure that was just like,
it was insane.
Yeah,
it was just like the fact that it was the Eagles was
I'm sure it
was
so
unbelievable. I was like, what are the chances that
you had to really keep your bias to a low for that
by
one.
the time game day came, I was like, I don't even care.
Didn't you get to talk to DeJean too?
Yes, and
that's
like
such a cool interview.
Yeah, he was like popular, but like nowhere near where he was after the game.
Pick six.
Yeah. So it was just funny that like I got to talk to him, and then that happened. It was crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't too happy watching them win as a Steelers fan.
You would rather have seen the Chiefs win again.
Yeah, honestly, if it's anyone but the Eagles, honestly,
I would have preferred both teams lose.
I know, it was just such an unlike Super Bowl for me.
It's okay. The Steelers have Mason Rudolph as a quarterback for the future, so they're so good. Until Aaron Rodgers signs next week.
They're drafting Shedeur.
Probably.
I hope so.
Cry a little bit.
I'll buy a jersey as soon as it comes out. If they draft Shedeur, I will spend $100 on
I'll buy the jersey, and then when he gets traded inevitably in 3 years, won't matter.
Do you keep up with? So obviously you keep up with football. Anything else? Or
huge baseball fan.
Okay.
I went to I think 5 of 6 as Skeens' starts.
Oh wow.
When the Pirates were in town. I was here for a little bit during the summer training and whatnot. And actually at Penguins camp we went to see a game, which was pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
We got a box, and then I go with my friends all the time. I love baseball, which is kind of weird because that's the one sport I never really got into, because my dad, he was a big lacrosse guy. My brother played lacrosse growing up, so I never really played baseball, but I don't know why. I've just found a passion for it. And I think PNC Park's really nice too.
It's probably like top 3 ballpark.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Like the way it outlooks the city and the rivers and stuff is really cool.
Skeens had a really good start again today. They finally won today. From the game.
About time. It was a joke. He went 6 in the third, like left 1 run allowed, left a runner on first, and I checked my phone after dinner in Allentown. I'm like, how is it 5-4?
Yeah, Colin Holderman is how. He gave up like
and
4.
Bednar.
Bednar's so bad.
He got assigned to AAA.
Yeah,
goodness.
it's about time. I can't watch Pirates baseball anymore. It's too depressing.
so
I'm not a
boring.
baseball person.
You should be.
With
The
the
Phillies are
Phillies?
good.
No, I like playoff baseball, and like I
Yeah.
love going to Phillies games, but I'm not like watching the games.
Yeah,
in the
watching a
regular
like
season.
game 82 on
Yeah,
like a Tuesday
like
night,
it's just
yeah.
not my thing.
I'll tune in occasionally to a Pirates game, and then
Yeah.
after they lost back-to-back walk-off games, I've decided to take
Yeah.
a mental health break for a few weeks.
Yeah,
Can't
I don't
do
watch
anymore.
them on TV a whole lot. I love going to them though, and then hopefully,
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't made the wild card or playoffs since I was in the 5th grade, so hopefully they
Yeah.
get back there sometime soon.
I don't have any faith in them, but we'll see.
Who are you a fan of?
I'm a Pirates fan too.
Oh, really?
Well, there's no team in North
why?
Carolina. I have a lot of family from Pittsburgh. It's also why I'm a Steelers fan. Because the Panthers were so bad growing up, they only showed
Yeah.
Steelers games.
Oh, that's a shame. The Panthers are a cool team, though.
Yeah, I mean, I root for them. I'm not a fan of them, but like, I support them if they do well. Like, I want them in the
You'll
Super
be a
Bowl.
fan when they're good someday.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
come
If I stay
afterwards.
around there, I mean, Steelers aren't necessarily great either right now.
No.
So
Yeah.
9-8 every year though.
yeah, pretty bad time to be a Pittsburgh sports fan.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Well, that was Philly like my whole growing up, I feel like.
True.
Until when was that Super Bowl? Like 4 years ago?
Like I think it was like 7 almost.
I don't remember.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Were you at State College when people were on like East Beaver just like going nuts?
No, I was still.
You were still there.
Yeah.
It was
I didn't get back that
crazy.
fast.
It
was wild.
nuts. Like actually, some of the like we went downtown just to see it. I mean, obviously we have a couple Philly guys on the team, Fash and Pack, so we went down there just to see it. And I saw some kid running with a stop sign on his back. I was like, probably gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
And then I got an email from like the State College police, and they were like, "Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
get out of here." I was like, "Yeah, beat
They
you
love
beat you
doing
to
that.
it." Yeah,
I feel like win or lose, they were going to riot in the street regardless.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
was,
kind of wished I was. When I saw videos of that, I was like, man, I kind of wish I was there, but like, I can't complain.
When the Phillies made the was that 2 years ago when they made the World Series?
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was like that too. Like after they had won
was really
the championship
painful,
series,
too.
it was
Yeah.
absurd.
No.
I don't like Philly sports, but I will give them credit for being how passionate fans they are.
Yeah. So we like to end on just actually.
Are you changing it this week?
No, I'm still gonna ask him that, but I'm thinking like, do you want to do predictions or no?
Well, I'm not going to ask. Well,
Not him.
predictions for next week.
Yeah.
I mean, we can always do one just to do it next week.
I got for Maine. I said 4-3,
What did I say?
but so I got the 4 right.
True.
You
True.
didn't say anything.
Oh, true, because I was calling the game. I can't say anything next week either because I'm broadcasting again.
Okay, I'm
Allegedly.
gonna say. Do you think it'll be high scoring or low scoring?
I think it's going to be, like, really high scoring.
High. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll say 5 for overtime.
I will say that I think that there could be at least 10 goals in that game. I'm not gonna
Really?
lie. There's going to be back and forth. It's going to be a crazy game.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the best kind of hockey, unless you're Arseni.
Yeah.
He's not going to be a fan of it, probably, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think it will be fun. Both teams like to get up and down. I think when we looked at there's like some stat today about rush chances. Like I think us and BU were both in the top 5.
Yeah,
So
that sounds
both
about
teams
right.
like to create off the rush too, which generally creates a high scoring game.
Yeah. Who do you think scores the first goal in St. Louis?
Finker's so due.
He really is. He had the
He
post
is.
couple.
It's
He had some
actually
Gotta
like
be fair.
I'm like getting OCD about it. Like I just want.
OCD about it.
Yeah, like it's bothering me. Like I feel like it'll be so satisfying once he
Yeah,
gets one.
especially because he's 1 goal away from breaking the record.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just like a barrier right now. I mean, I don't know how many posts he's hit, but eventually it's
crazy.
gonna fall, and
It's gonna
hopefully
fall.
it's the first one.
It would be huge if it's that first one.
Yeah.
I think he is so due. But it's crazy how well you guys are playing, even without the top line producing as much as before.
Yeah. I mean, I
Mostly
think
with you
that's
guys.
something to think about. It's like Finker, our obviously like he's our guy, like our Hobie Baker, but he didn't score this weekend. And we still knocked off the top 2 teams in Hockey East.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think that's just credit to our team, and especially our Senny too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys will be fine. I have a very good feeling. Okay, lastly, we like to end on what is one piece of advice you would give to younger players or anyone that looks up to you guys that wants to be in your shoes one day?
I'd just say do what you love. I mean, if you love hockey and you want to pursue it, it's not a chore, then I think you'll end up going where you want to go. But if it's something that you don't want to do, then I'd just quit early. But if it's something that you want to do, I think it's something I've seen with people growing up. Like, it wasn't truly, like, their passion. And then I've seen other people who just like truly love hockey and continue to get better each and every year. And then even if they weren't as good as they were now at 14, they've just continuously got better and better and better and ended up playing Division I.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so
Yeah,
much,
thank
and
you.
good
Yeah,
luck
thank you
next
guys.
week.
Thank
Yeah.
you.